Wealth isn't just about luck, winning the lottery, or being born into the right family. In fact, research shows that over 80% of millionaires today are self-made, not born rich. They didn't start with silver spoons or billion-dollar trust funds. They built their wealth from the ground up, often from very ordinary beginnings. So what separates them from everyone else, still stuck chasing paychecks? It's not just the money they stumbled into. It's the invisible systems they created, the habits they protected, and the mindset they developed long before their bank accounts ever reflected their ambition. Real wealth starts inside, long before the world can see it. Today, we're breaking down 5 signs that show you're already on the path to building real wealth. Stick around, because if you spot even one of these signs in yourself, you might be closer to serious success than you think, and the last one could change everything. 1. You prioritize long-term goals over immediate gratification. The first and perhaps most powerful signal that you're ready for wealth shows up in the small, everyday decisions you make. It's when you pass on buying the latest phone, even though your current one is outdated. It's when you choose to drive your older car a little longer instead of taking on a flashy new loan. It's when you get a bonus at work and your first thought isn't about a trip or a shopping spree, but about how you can invest it for future growth. These choices might seem boring or even a little frustrating now, but they are actually building a solid financial foundation that will separate you from most people later. Research has proven that people who can delay gratification consistently end up saving more, investing better, and securing stronger retirements. If you often ask yourself, how will this affect me 5 or 10 years from now? Instead of just thinking about next weekend, that's a huge sign. You're already aligning with the mindset that builds real, lasting wealth. 2. You embrace calculated risks. Another clear sign is that you don't shy away from risk, but you also don't jump into it blindly. Building wealth doesn't happen by playing it completely safe, but it also doesn't come from reckless gambling. True wealth builders approach risks like chess players, thinking 3 moves ahead. Maybe you invest in a startup after serious research. Maybe you launch a side hustle while keeping your day job. The key is, you're not afraid of uncertainty, but you prepare for it, manage it, and move smartly through it. In fact, studies from 2024 show that successful individuals are not more reckless. They simply tolerate uncertainty better because they weigh the odds and act strategically. If you find yourself thinking, what's the worst-case scenario and can I survive it? Before making big moves, then you are displaying a core trait of the wealthy. Calculated risk isn't a gamble, it's a doorway. And being willing to step through it thoughtfully is a giant signal you're heading toward financial success. 3. You maintain a growth mindset. Setbacks, failures, and rejections are part of everyone's journey, no matter how talented or lucky they seem. What separates those who ultimately win from those who give up isn't the number of times they get hit, it's how they respond. If when you lose money, miss out on a promotion, or see a business idea flop, your instinct is to say, what can I learn from this? Instead of spiraling into despair, you are already winning. A major study in 2025 found that people with a growth mindset, the belief that skills and intelligence can be developed, ended up with far greater financial success over the long term than those with a fixed mindset. Growth thinkers don't view mistakes as permanent failures. They view them as feedback. They adapt, improve, and try again smarter. If deep down you truly believe your best financial wins are still ahead of you, even after hitting obstacles, you're on the right track. That quiet belief isn't just optimism, it's one of the strongest engines behind real wealth building. 4. You practice consistent financial discipline. Financial discipline rarely gets the attention it deserves because it isn't flashy. No one brags about sticking to a budget or maxing out their 401k year after year without skipping. But behind almost every millionaire, there's a long trail of small, boring, consistent decisions that added up into something extraordinary. Financial discipline means automating your savings so you don't have to rely on willpower. It means sticking to your budget even when it feels tempting to splurge because you got a raise. It means understanding that real wealth doesn't usually come from sudden jackpots, but from steady, relentless growth. Research conducted in 2024 revealed that consistent financial behavior, not high income or lucky investments, was the #1 predictor of long-term wealth. If you're already treating financial habits seriously, even when no one else is cheering for you, you're building the kind of financial foundation that most people only dream about. 5. You value financial education. In a world where bad financial advice is everywhere, being curious and cautious about where your money goes is an extremely rare and powerful trait. If you actively read about investing, understand how taxes affect your income, question get-rich-quick schemes, or take time to learn about compound interest, you're doing what most people skip. And it shows. Data from 2025 makes it clear. Those who pursue financial education, even informally, make better decisions, avoid more mistakes, and build wealth significantly faster. Learning doesn't end when you graduate school. Financially successful people stay students of money for life because they know knowledge protects them from losing and opens doors to smarter investments. If you're the kind of person who actively seeks better ways to grow, protect, and optimize your money, you're doing something most never even attempt, and it's one of the most important signs you're already prepared for wealth. Bonus sign: there's a hidden truth about success that almost no one teaches in school. Who you hang out with determines almost everything about your financial future. If you spend time around people who are constantly complaining about bills, living paycheck to paycheck, or blaming the system, it's almost impossible not to absorb some of that thinking. But if your circle includes people who talk about investments, brainstorm business ideas, plan real estate deals, and chase growth, you automatically start raising your own standards. A 2024 study proved that your network has a direct influence on your financial habits and milestones. It's not just about copying friends who are successful. It's about the ideas you hear, the goals you start setting, and the silent expectations you begin to place on yourself. If you're consciously building relationships with people who are serious about their financial futures, then you're setting yourself up for an extraordinary future, and that choice will pay off far bigger than you can imagine. Wealth doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It starts in the choices no one applauds, the habits no one sees, and the mindsets that feel invisible but are quietly shaping the future every single day. If you recognize even a few of these signs in yourself, don't brush them off. They are powerful clues that you are already on the right path. Prioritizing long-term goals, embracing calculated risks, maintaining a growth mindset, practicing financial discipline, valuing education, and surrounding yourself with builders instead of doubters, these aren't just good habits. They are the seeds of real wealth, waiting for time and consistency to bring them to life. Which of these signs do you see in yourself right now? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And if you're serious about building the life you deserve, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone chasing the same dream, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon because we have so much more coming your way.